Okay, greetings, join. Okay, this is Monday morning. Not sure what's going on in the world. It's not worth going into. All right, so it's having a time traveler for next week or this coming week. I just call it next week. Tomorrow, time traveler from tomorrow. I guess you can count it to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I guess I can see if they go into that, if it matters. At least the hidden meaning of it a little bit. But I know many want to know the secret of everything, the secret of the future, where things are going to happen. It's like you came here for a reason. You come here to know everything, and obviously many wanted to know the get out of jail free card. It doesn't work that way. You can actually, the more that you reach for that, the longer you can be here. Because you're not always rule out. You're so many, not everybody, but some are looking for, what's going to happen in the future, and they're not concentrating on what's happening now. Well, whatever. And also, religious alien representatives, meaning that it means that you see some of these alien groups, people are channeling these beings, and some of them act like religious figures. Because the alien, stuff we're going through now is pretty much the new religion. Doesn't mean it's a better religion, just means it's a new religion. So you're seeing it right now, especially with the looks, attractiveness and all that. And that's one of the big sales tickets. They can tell you wherever they feel like, and many are just like they're just zapped out and gone. There might be some truth to some of what they're saying, but brain turns off, and the attractiveness eludes and attracts and misleads and so on. It's pretty much doing what religion did or is doing. But yeah, religion's kind of losing its flame, so now everyone's going to the alien stuff. And so instead of looking for Jesus to come back, now we're waiting for the aliens to come back. It's the same thing. So maybe in 10 or 20 years, some people will realize that. Or maybe 50 years, or maybe a few thousand years, they might figure that out. Or a million years, that might be possible. That might be it. So yeah, it's just the way it is. A truth that some don't want to hear. But yeah, a lot of this alien knowledge that's coming through, it has echoes of religion. So yeah, I think I said this before, but I don't care. It's the truth. It's just they're battling out now about this different alien groups, that alien group, this alien group, and you just subtract all that in the past somewhere. For some of them, it was about different religious figures, this and that. Jesus said this, Jesus said that, or something like that. So it's just, but some probably don't want to hear that, or nobody wants to hear it, or it's the truth though. But whatever. Well, you're not seeing the ships land or anything like that. That would be different, but we're not seeing that. So that would be then that'll be different. But they're not doing anything. All right, well, Priscilla's here. The cats are here. The background's still up, so that's good. They got their cat tree working up again. They have a cat pole that we broke. I say we broke it because my ingenuity, and anyway. Because it's supposed to be vertical, but it was slanted. Anyway, fixed it with Gorilla Glue for right now. So yeah, you got to watch out for that stuff. And souls that are lost forever. Doesn't mean everybody's lost forever, but there are some souls here that are just whatever it might be. Oh no. God. Man, come on. No, I'm not doing this. There you go. That's the perpetrator. No. Hold on to her. She's in jail. We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, first he doesn't seem to care about the background, but that one just likes to mess with it. I put a cat tree right by it, so I'm just asking for trouble. I can always move it. I might end up doing that. Yeah, put her in timeout. But anyway, yeah, that's not a lost soul. It's just a pain in the ass. But as for lost souls, yeah, it's hard to represent, like who is a lost soul forever. Some are. Yeah, defining that is subjective. All right, that's Fritzy. That's okay. All right, we're good. Yeah, the lost souls that are lost forever. Doesn't mean it's like your regular people that could care less about any of this. No, they're not. Doesn't mean they're lost. I mean, some of them have it more together than those in the spiritual community. You get up, go to work, do their thing, go to a bar, whatever it was that checks what the checklist of life. Have a relationship, have a favorite beer, have a favorite sports team. Shit, that's the life right there. You go into spiritual energies, lost forever. It's like, jeez. And you're blaming aliens for your problems or whatever it might be. Yeah. So yeah. There is a silver lining out there. Maybe being a normal person is also obviously the spiritual energies are breaking free of the physical realities. That's one way of looking at it. Or just having trouble handling the physical reality. So I guess there's different ways of looking at it. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. It's probably a lot of things people don't want to hear. Oh, well, it's just the way it goes. But it really is true about the whole spiritual, like we're going this alien, and the religious vibes are there. Not for everybody, not all. No, just certain groups have that religious energy. I see some of their intro videos. Looks like something like almost like they're dressed up as God or something like that. It's like, what is that? So it is echoes of religion. You can't seem to get away from it. It's not everybody. It's not everybody's involvement, but there is certain aspects of it. So yeah, and the attractiveness is not helping. The more attractive the person, more manipulations there. Yeah, I gotta love that. So, and those that say they're not channeling, because I'm using technology to connect with beings, a lot of them are channeling. So whatever, however you want to define that. Okay, all right. We'll get started here. Maybe I don't have anything to show here right now. 7.com prior sessions. The schedule, the shop here, the webinar, social network behind the scenes. You have the archive. Probably this week I should upload the recent stuff. And if you have anything here that you want to post for okay, reality transfer. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah, I didn't do anything on this today, but yeah, I'll definitely go into the new one that was put in there. I'll look at it tomorrow for sure. Yeah, because that helps the collective just a little bit more general or broad. Something that they can connect to others, not just something like, can you connect with this? It'll only help myself. Something that you want for others to connect with. So, okay, coast is clear. Background saved for right now. Just likes to play with it. Just yeah, Fritzy can care less. She's kind of over that. So anyway. All right. Okay, we're going to time travel for this coming week. We'll just call it anyway. We'll call it something. Anyway, this coming week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe I'll go into different days. We'll see. Religious alien representatives and the lost soul frequency. And give you some kind of point of view of it at least. Okay, here we go. Blessings. Here we go. Brings me the consciousness, time travel consciousness from your future. Some will find a lot of satisfying energies of discovering more of themselves this coming week. Obviously, that's very general, but for those that need that message, you will find, it just gets you a little bit of synchronicity there. Because many do run into roadblocks, as some of you know, or you live their whole life as a roadblock. You're not always getting the answers that you're looking for. Sometimes your soul is not, or wanting, there's certain truths you're not ready for, or want to hear, or whatever it might be. It's life is a buffet. Some things are good for you, some things are not good for you, and sometimes you just avoid certain nutrition of your soul, your enlightenment. Because yes, you can get a certain amount of information for yourself and exit instantly. It's like, okay, this is what I was here to figure out. I figured it out. I'm out of here. Doesn't mean that people are afraid of that. It's just that sometimes that certain truth that you're looking for is buried and you don't always want to see it or whatever it might be. As for this week coming up, Monday, a boring day for most. Mundane energy. Some can find sunshine in all days, rainy days, sunny days, but others are it just basically starts the machine up. It's like the exercise for the mind. It's juggling. You see if you can accomplish it. You might not like the job that you're at, but it's to see if you can do it. It's like, wow, was that the most boringest job in the universe? But I made it through it. Even got a promotion. Would you ever do it again? Probably not. So just sometimes it might not make sense what you're doing, but on a higher level, I mean, some are just living the easy routes. And there's also situations where you have to do what you have to do. So finding one's goals is you're going through economic transformation. And as you did in 2020, the soul is discovering more of itself, for better or for worse. Tuesday, it's funny how Tuesday's energies, they already kind of grind into the new week. At least those are going into the work week. It's like jumping into a pool, but it feels like there's no water. Ouch. Tuesday is a little bit better. For some, like, okay, I've done the Monday thing. Now Tuesday is like, okay, you're on the merry-go-round of life. And you might not enjoy all of the ride of it, but as long as you hang around the right people, that helps a great deal. You might be grinding of the job, but it helps you be social connection. Those other people can help you through your job and so on. So yeah, we're kind of going to the work situation because that's the majority of society. Obviously, if you want to go into gardening, not everybody's going to be interested in gardening or figuring out their philosophy of life. I guess you can do that as a career. Usually doesn't pay much. Wednesday, hump day as they call it. Well, it's like you accomplished Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. It's like you're getting closer to the end of the week. So many do look forward to the end of it. So, and that's the vibe. Even those that like their job really would rather just for the week to be over. So like the Wednesday is encouraging. I made it to Wednesday, even in the beginning of Wednesday. It's like, oh, I got to the start of Wednesday. I can make it through this, hopefully. It's not always the case there. Thursday is a day of reckoning. Like, man, where is this Friday? It's like Friday disappeared, or it's not coming, or Thursday becomes the longest day of your life. And when Friday comes, yeah, it's like being a kid again. It's like being 12. It's like you're ready to party, even if you're not going to do anything. It's still, you don't have the shadow of work that you probably don't want to do anyway. So for the rest of the week, political stuff, you don't want to know. A lot of souls are selling themselves out. Do you need to know all that? That would be funny for them to actually start hearing that. Literally, like people actually walking up and saying that to them. Say, hey, you just sold your soul. I mean, that does happen here and there. That if they become more braver, that would be even better. Would they keep doing it? Probably. I'll eventually have a world where all of the secrecy is more public. Just in daily life, like the political nonsense that's going on. I already see Hollywood slowly opening up, seeing the insides of that. And of course, the spiritual communities have a lot to heal within themselves. As for Saturday and Sunday, obviously, those are the days for people that feel, sometimes Saturday is very hard for some because they're so worked up from the week. It's like, what do I do with myself? Can I enjoy it's hard to enjoy a Saturday sometimes because they're kind of beat up from the week itself. Sunday helps a little bit, but Saturdays are not always easy for everyone. Some they can just live like a vacation day, but others are not always the easiest on that one. But on a spiritual galactic level, aliens they can show up any time of the week, but they do feel the vibrations around you. When's a good time for contact? Not that many have a physical contact. Yes, a fourth dimensional contact, anybody can have that, but not everybody's there to tune into it. Well, because you focus more on the fourth dimension, some need to focus on the fourth dimension for whatever reason because they can't let go. And many want to open up the third eye and see the fourth dimensional energies. But the physical is here for a purpose. So it's like, hey, look at us. We're here, physical world, right here. Hello, how are you? And many are very connected to the aliens. Like, yeah, but the physical is still here. It's not going anywhere. And yes, you can spend your whole life trying to get back to your physical self. It's like, hey, don't forget us. We're still here. Hey, look, the aliens. But the physical realm is like, hey, wait, you didn't figure out what you're here to do, though. And I mean, there's only so much they can do to get your attention. They can give you a direction, but some are just alien, or Jesus, or whoever it is. Anyway, blessings. Greasy, with the alien consciousness. Uh, Basically, we're the alien beings of many alien beings. But from religious beings, a lot of it does come from the Pleiadian energies. Sometimes the Syrian, but the Pleiadians do like to be worshipped. They like to, some of them like to control, as you can see that with some of the messages you've heard from wherever. You can get that vibe of kind of a know-it-all energy. Well, because they come from a realm where their way works, and they, and they have many that want to be connected to them, and there's kind of an obsession. And it also gives the Palladian groups some kind of purpose in life, also. I mean, these are not exactly the most positive beings out there. No, there are Palladian beings that want no part in controlling anybody, but there are some that use their attractiveness, their influence, and they kind of lie to themselves that they're doing it. They say, "Oh, I'm not doing." Yeah, it's like they know what they're doing. They shouldn't be doing. But it's like, "Hey, look, I'm beautiful. I'm gonna do whatever I feel like." So, and yes, and you see that in your spiritual communities. That's been going on for thousands of years. Nothing's changed there. And those that like have a control over their audience, it doesn't mean it has to be in a spiritual group. It can be in anything. It's just some behind the spiritual groups is like that works for them. It can be in anything. It can be gardening. It can be, lawn work, whatever it is. It can be like a musician. Many musicians, well, a lot of them, well, musicians, it depends. Most of them are open. Lady Gaga is not one of them. Some of them are controlling, even if they say they aren't. So, but as for your alien groups that are here, yeah, some of them, they know they can use their magic over people. And people here are not, yes, advanced enough to realize what's happening. That's something they don't think about it. They see attractive energy and it's like, that's a good vibe. I don't have to think. I don't have to go too deep into it. I just have a hard work week. I put my mind into that consciousness and just sit there and not realizing where it's taking them. So the alien groups are well aware, and it's also fallen angels do this too. Fallen angels can take over some of the spiritual groups too, and there's many of them actually, and they always feel like they're doing what they're doing is right. Of course. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are the connections from spirit. Well, we are a consciousness from the spirit realms, the astral realms. For souls that are lost, usually, yeah, it's those that are connected to drugs, of course, alcoholism. And they're not always aware that they actually came from a lost life before. If there's some kind of addiction, if it's some kind of substance, most likely they've done, yeah, this is not something new. This has been going on for some time. The drunken sailors, they can make it work, but they can incarnate here over and over again and not even realizing. So, and drug use, heavy, yes, was it crystal meth and things like that? Obviously, those are souls that do those hard drugs. Some of them are trying to like defractalize, sometimes ruin themselves, destroy themselves to get out of the physical realm. They can't handle the physical reality. So they take a hard drug to break free of this, no matter the consequences of it. Not everybody take it to that level, but they kind of like diminishing their bodies so they don't have to be connected to it. It lowers their time here. Instead of having 50 years here, now they have 40 years here. So that's not necessarily it's a choice, but obviously there's consequences to it. But lost soul frequencies, they don't always make themselves clear of who that is. Yeah, some of them are fallen angels, not always though. Fallen angels, some of them they're just sneaky beings. Sometimes they're having a blast here. Some of them are like pimps or selling drugs. Some of them. It all depends. But there are some fallen angels, yes, that can't get their act together. They live in the lower dimensions and they let others control them. You can live in the lower dimensions and not be controlled. But also in the higher dimensions, there are souls that are higher frequency beings that are lost also, as some of you have noticed. Doesn't mean they're going to be lost here forever, but that's why some of you are here to give some wisdom to them, help them figure themselves out, even if they don't listen. And they might become a dog. You might be a human in one life. They feel like that worked for them. They become a dog, become a butterfly, become a tree. They can't figure out. It still can be lost. You can be a lost tree. You can be a lost dog. You can be a lost animal. You'd be surprised. Animals in your world, yeah, some of them just like living on the streets. Like some of your alley cats, some of your alley dogs. They're just not to say they're thugs, but some of them are. They just like to live in the wild. They just don't want to have all that human stuff, paying bills. They just want the adventure of prowling, you can say, and conversation with others, of course, or other animal beings, for better or for worse. But the lost soul frequencies, some of them are connected to religious groups, of course, the spiritual groups. Some of the religious groups are just on autopilot. They find one religious group from each lifetime, go from each lifetime to one religious group to the other. Not quite ready to take more responsibility for themselves. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because some of them are really good people. They're just not ready to make their own decisions on a higher level, like really stand up for themselves. They need others around them, which is not always a bad thing. Some are still getting used to the vibrations of the physical reality. But yes, you can live that for a very long time. It's kind of like living in a safe zone. But some of you are kind of, when you're going outside the box, when you're not caring what other people think, that shows you're breaking free of it. That shows how you are an individual soul. I mean, some want to say what they want to say and just don't want to deal with it. Understood. That's different. But some just want to say, hell with it. Just tell them whatever is on your mind, no matter what happens. No, at least you got it off your chest. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, there might be repercussions to it, but that's just the way it works. But the lost soul frequency, yes, many can go into the ghost realms and stay there for a long time. They can be there for thousands of years and then become a human. Sometimes they become like a child, a sick child, like they can't even be the idea of being an adult, just they can't do it, so they leave that body. So there's a lot of souls that just can't get past certain age groups. There's some souls that go to like 5, and that's as far as they can go. Some they get a 6, as far as they can go. And they just they can't, or some go back into the spirit realms. They don't have to become a ghost, and some do become a ghost and just rather just wander around. Yeah, yes, there is another world. There is a ghost world out there. Yes, it's some feel like it's better than being human, a physical human, because they can think it and be there. Of course, they're kind of torturing themselves at the same time. They haven't quite released a lot of their karma, you can say. But yes, those are part of alcoholism. Can easily get pulled into that realm. Like you can just die and not realize it for 10 years or 20 years and have no idea. That's what drugs and alcoholism can cause. Like you get kind of, if you die because of those circumstances, you can be, yes, very much locked up here and not have no idea. So send you energies. Blessings.